Let's see if we're coming up. There we are. Make sure that there's not too much noise coming in. Okay, seems good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Discourager of Hesitancy. Yesterday, we added some fun little features. We were able to turn on and off animations in the settings. And right now there's only one goods animation. We did add subsequences to action sequences, so that's done and working quite well. And then we were animating the guest submissions. When you type in the guest, it starts at the top and then it moves down to the shelf. Instead of having it snap appear there, it was supposed to move down there. Now, I don't like it. It doesn't look good yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that out so that it just goes back the way it was. And since we have a short stream today, we are going to instead animate the banner for like errors and game winning or losing, because that should be a much simpler animation to play with. Let me think. Okay. Oh, sure what's going on there. So let's get started. Yeah, sorry I am late today, but had to get the car into the shop, and for me that takes a while because the nearest decent car shop is more than 24 miles away. So let's see. I said we were going to animate banner interleave. Okay. And then we'll see where I'm at. I may tackle one of the easy bugs, like maybe this one, and maybe I'll fix pi not being defined in a useful place. It depends on which version of the GCC compiler you're using, and right now I'm on C++17, which for some reason does not define m underscore pi in math.h, which absolutely kills me. So we have to define it ourselves. Yeah, maybe those two are good ones to tackle, because I know what's going on here and here. Okay, let's put those in for the tasks for today. And that should be it. We're gonna have a pretty short day today. Anybody else coming in? No chat needs dressing, so we're just gonna press on. Just a moment. Huh. Looking at some settings. Okay, well, let's get started. And we always start by getting your favorite beverage or something. So I've been doing this for a week and a day. And after each stream, I upload the videos to YouTube and to Rumble. And the funny thing is, I've already got a copyright strike on YouTube. Well, not a strike, but a copyright claim on a part of the video when I forgot to turn on my mic. So everything was silent, but they claimed WMG, one of the big music copyright holders, they claimed my video where it was silent to be playing a song I've never heard of before. So I love automated systems. Okay, so jumping in here. Unanimate guest submission for now. Okay, so game scene. This is the play. Well, let's see here. Take all that out. And this we can leave in. It basically says while the animation is running. Oh, wait. Okay. I really want to remove this, but first, okay. I had a thought last night and it just came back to me. So first we're going to stop the guess submission order around to drop the guess text, not the current guess. So we don't have to ignore user input while animating. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to use a similar animation to what I'm using now. It just doesn't look good and I don't want to deal with it today. But what we were doing was we were moving the current guess object down to the location, then copying the text into the new guess, the new text label, and then snapping the position of the current guess where you type into back to the top. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to snap the position of the target guess up there, clear the current guess, copy that text into the new guess, into the guess target destination, and then animate that to where it goes. So I can do all of the text copying in a single frame, and as soon as that starts animating, we can start typing again, so we don't have to wait. Okay, so that's the new plan. We're gonna make it so we don't have to block. Here, I'll show you where I'm blocking. Here in this game scene, while this animation is running, you ignore user input for certain types of inputs. I don't like that. I want that to go away. So if all the data is copied in the first frame of the animation, this goes away. And we never have to think about this again. So let's do that first. So submit guess, which sends me along to guess submitted, where we define the actual animations. If use animations, we get the two rectangles, and we store some location information. This part I didn't actually like. So basically what we were doing was we were rotating the current guess to the correct column and then dropping it. I didn't like that. So we're going to delete that. This, I do kind of like this stage. So let's just like this part. It looks like it's lifting the word and then letting it, dropping it. This part I did not like. I don't like this part. Really don't like this part after the last one. Discontinuous discontinuous velocity. And then this one is the part we need to move to the front above the animations instead of after the animations. All right. So putting this first, and we're saying the let's see, we still have to have a step after for this thing. So I'm going to capture that as well. Int target guess label. is just the guess index, because within here we are going to change it right here. So this is going to increment it, but we want to keep this round for our use. Okay, so first thing we're going to want is we're going to I need one more frame here at the end. Target guess label dot text. I think I have access to the string. Yes, I do. Okay, there we go. So we need this step. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, which is good. Okay. So target guess label, it's going to get just the text from the current guess that we're typing. Current guess text move to its home, which is not correct. We want this one to move to x1, y1, which is where the current guess is. Okay, perfect. I don't want to do this yet. I can go in here. So basically this is setting the colors for the letters. Target guess label. You know, we can make our lives even easier. Let's just take this multicolored text pointer. So now we just have the reference to the label. Target guess label. Point to. Move to. This erases the current guess and its label. That's fine. Play animation 1, 2, 3. I really don't like these. I think they're just gonna. Oh, whatever. We'll leave them in for now, just so you can see how bad they are. Okay, and these animations are going to have to change, which is fine. At the end, the target guess label gets its own text plus a character at the end. So target guess label, which means we have to capture that in all those lambdas. Um, we're going to move this out as well. If matched characters, where's that being computed? Oh, good, at the top. If matched characters is not 0, and if it's not the selected word, then we create a new sequence to start playing all the sounds. Okay, so parts of this are looking better. This thing is going to move X, Y, so not this current guess. We're not moving the current guess anymore. This is the one. And the same with this one. Action sequence. The target label gets text, gets moved to the same location. It moves the guess index and clears out the current guess. If we're playing golf, it updates that label. Then we move it down, and that's going to look terrible, these two. Then we set the text with the extra character added on the end, set the color upon arriving at the end, and play the song. Play the sounds if needed. Okay, let's try that. Just see what it does. There. It's not you. Oh, X1, X, Y, Y2. Okay. Try that. Target guess label not captured. You are correct. This was not captured. Oh, so I guess we do need to capture this. Looks like I don't have to specify this everywhere once it's declared. It looks inside of that. Target guess label set text. Oh, I didn't capture it. Alright, mismatched something somewhere. I think just a semicolon. Oh, no. It means that. Take it for the test drive. Ah, and now we quit out because action sequence hates me. One, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Which means we need 6 of these. So close. That time it just blows up. Let's see here. Run it in the debugger. Maybe we can get a back trace. Segfault. Back trace. And a format string. Text layout. Lambda. Set text. Okay, let's see, 661. Huh. Current guess is a string. Multicolor text 179. Huh. If we just pass the string directly, since we're not formatting anything. Huh. Guess it like that, okay. Anyway, let's see if it's actually right. Prime. Lunch, okay. That appears to be smooth, so the question then becomes, can I remove the block on user input? Oh. Which I suppose we should put these back in for now. I don't like having those there. It made me feel bad. Blocking user input is never good. Should try to keep things responsive as possible. And yeah, I slowed that way down so I could see that velocity discount node yesterday. We can speed that up a lot, but I don't think it's necessary. Now let's see how fast we can learn words here. Lunch, toads, ultra, demon, chips. And these all take forever. Oh, well, the animations were already running, so I can't queue up a bunch. That's good to know. Unless we create new animations and then clean them up at the end of the frame if they're not running. Or, let me think about this for a second. Okay, I'm back. And got the gum started. Got my mate ready. The animation being shared is a problem. Because it very nearly works. It means I have to create animations. So what I was doing for originally was game scene. I'm just creating an animation that I can use over and over again. But if one is already in flight and the previous one catches up, tries to start it again, it will not work. So for me, one question is, why aren't animations re-entrant? Let me think about that. So we have to keep track of T. We don't have to keep track of P, but we do, so that we can look it up if we want to debug something. We have to keep track of our start and end points. We do have to know the start time. We're running a timed animation, which we are. Okay, so these are not really that re-entrant. Okay, so action is not the right place. This is too abstract. In the action sequence, we make some concrete decisions. So here, play animation. I have to pass in the animation. We could I mean, we can cheat. Let's try cheating here. Not cheat, but let's do the fast, easy thing, where we can say play an animation at this slot, allocate your own animation, and hand it here. That then means we are the owner of it. Animation pointer, which will default to null. And if animation pointer is not equal to null, we will delete it. Set play animation. Oh, that's another good point. I would have to do the same thing here. Set start animation pointer. I don't think animation has any constructor stuff going on. Return animation. Could even further cheat. I don't have to do anything there. That's not bad. So we create it, we pass it in like normal, then at the end of the sequence, we still clean it up ourselves if we need to. Okay. So let's go to set start animation and do the same. So in a start animation, all it does is start it, but the which animation equals new animation turns animation. Okay. Okay. So the option, we can pass one in or we can have it auto allocate one for us and keep track of it. Which means in the game scene, these go away. I forgot what they were called already. Submit guess. Animation. Right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Except that those animations get set up here. Just like that. Then animation 3. Duration, the animation family. Okay. So now the action sequence owns the action itself. In this case, it's not always good to do it this way, but I think this is a reasonable solution. I'm just going to speed those up a little bit. Oh, no, we're not going to speed those up a little bit. We're going to go slow. So I can type as many as I like. That does things. Okay. We have to probably do it clean because we added a pointer into the header file, and GCC compiler kind of sucks. But I'm also kind of stuck with it because for compilers, there's one thing it does that no other compiler will do that I can find. So that's always fun. On Saturday, I was gonna do a off-topic stream, maybe do half a day of like tabletop game design, a half day of compiler. But I didn't have time with I've had all of the older kids, which left me with the 3 younger kids. We call the 3 Stooges. They're very destructive, so you got to keep a close eye on them. Okay, so a lot of this is easy to fix. We might as well start over here because this is very rote. Animation 2. Oh. 3, animation 3. Oh, and we can't do that until animation 3 has been defined. There. Basically what we're saying is animation 3 is always going to follow the same distance, so we can compute the rate, and then we're going to fall a distance divided by rate is how long the second section should be. To try to match those 2 velocities, it didn't work. I mean, the math sort of works out, but the problem with the animations is they always start at velocity 0. I could also, yeah, we didn't adjust those at all yet. We could also change it so that an animation, where we pass a pointer to a pointer to an animation and check to see if that's null, then provide one back. I like these two different calls. It makes ownership more explicit. If you pass me a pointer, you're in charge of it. If I give you a pointer, I'm in charge of it. Okay. Submit that. Just a moment. Okay. Children have been talked to. Hopefully we cleaned up all those little copy paste typo errors. Or we don't remember what we named function methods or members. I don't know why we're still doing a clean, just my autopilot. So I'm trying to develop slightly better habits as a developer, and this developer journal is part of that path. Does anybody else keep a developer journal? Has it been useful? What other habits are good to practice now? I'm open to thoughts, suggestions. I'm willing to experiment. There we go. We don't have to clean. We already cleaned it enough times. Hey, it works. Okay. Now we see how many times we can, how many we can type in a row. Ready? You know, that looks like it's working pretty good. Also, this is an interesting word just on its own merit. So these three words are 15 unique letters altogether. Therefore, you know that if the count is 5, that all the letters are in these 15 letters. Anyway, so that worked. I like that. So we're going to the journal. We've done that. Add everything. Logic in drop current guess animation so we don't have to block. User input. That actually feels pretty good, other than the animations being crap. Added action sequence. Oh, wait. That's fine. That's fine. No, that's not fine. Okay, what happens if I create an action sequence and I have to add two animations that I want the action sequence to control? This animation pointer needs to go somewhere else. Ugh, so we can't commit. Don't commit. We're gonna put that commit message into a scratch buffer though. Okay. This doesn't go here. It goes in action. Each action should have the option of storing its own animation pointer. Make animation. Which means we have to have animation defined. What did I call it here? I did call it animation pointer. Equals new animation return animation pointer. If animation pointer is null, then we make one. We should probably tell people, oh no, assert. We should just assert it. Assert animation pointer equals null. Make one, return it. That makes sense to me. Action sequence. Just steal the code here. Okay. Which means set play animation. This one goes like this. Equals action point to make animation. Start animation. There. No. Action points to make animation. I don't need any local reference to it at all. All right. Make this just a little bit cleaner. Boom. That's it. One line. Play animation. This one, same thing. Yeah, easy. Easy. Oh no, we have to return it. That's why we did this. That's right. animation, animation, set start, animation. We do have to return it. Okay. Try it again. So if a sequence has multiple actions, those should be cleaned up. Action has not been declared. No. Let me think about this. Is this the only thing I need action for in here? Oh, that's just type def though, so I should be able to type def my own bool function. That's what we'll do. Run it. Animation pointer was not declared in the scope because of course it wasn't. Let's run a clean build. Got rid of this one there. What? Expected a comma or semicolon before set start animation. Oh, okay. There we go. Don't need to clean, it's fine. Okay. Now, this should run just fine. Oh, it died. All right, let's check this out then. Assertion failed, action, line 140. Oh, because I'm getting to do this part. We got lucky on those first animations, which never feels good. That's why we test. Aha! I think we're safe. That looks pretty good. Yeah, we can crack that as it stands, but we don't care. Okay. So that now I think is everything we need there. Get add everything. Let's go get that commit message from before. Switch logic in the drop current guess animation to have the block user input. Added a action sequence option to create control animation instances. Can guess multiple words, new words, while old guesses are still in flight, which is what we want. Don't have to suppress user input. Perfect. Journal. We are going to unanimate that because it is so terrible and I don't feel like dealing with it today. Over to the game scene. It's submitted. This is the one. We aren't going to throw it very far because there are parts of it that I still like the first part where it lifts it up to drop. It's the second and third animations that I really don't like. So I'll have to think about those. Thought about them some, but we're just not gonna have them. So let's compile. Whether we're in the animation mode or not, these will just snap them down to the correct shelf. That's not right. Run it. Yep, things seem to be working. I'm happy with that. And done. I want to add myself a note to consider swapping the position, the text first, and the positions. No, there's a reason I do want this one to have a slight blocking. Oh, is that true? Yeah, there's a slight blocking on this animation. Okay, it's fine. So we did the unanimate guess. So we will revisit that one. Okay, next task. We're going to animate the banner to enter and leave. Just a second. Okay. So the banner, enter, leave. So what I'm talking about with banner. Let's go back to running. There are certain things you can't do, like enter 2 letters at a time of the same letter in the same guess. So if I type A twice, that banner pops up. Right now it just pops up and stays for 2 seconds. We're going to animate that. Some other things you can't do, you can't submit less than 5 letters. You can't type more than 5 letters. You can't submit things that aren't words. If you win, it'll throw up a banner. If you lose, it'll throw up a banner. So let's take a look at the game scene. Show message. So it's probably in here that we started. So we want to create this animation. So we're always going to set the text. That doesn't need any animation. If there's already a message on the banner and the banner is already being shown, then I want to just change the text and not change the animation. Oh, interesting. So here's a possibility. I submitted. Well, we can have an animation sequence. Okay. Every time I think I've got a simple solution, it gets more complicated. Because the problem is I can type a duplicate letter, delete, finish the word, and submit it to win before that 2 seconds is up, or whatever the time I choose is. And we can make the messages show for a lot longer just so I can demonstrate that. But hmm. 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 Change duration. Mid. Mid action sequence. How do I feel about that? Means that I have to pass this pointer to the animation sequence. Let me look at the scheduler. Add sequence. Let's add new action sequence. New action sequence. Add sequence. If the scheduler has it, it will delete it. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second. A lot of moving parts. Chimacho? Chimacho? I don't know how to say that. I don't speak Brazilian Portuguese or any Portuguese, come to think of it, except Oi, tudo bem? Maybe a few other things, but good to have you drop by. Now I have to look up what Chimacho is. Nice. Type of traditional South American tea. Oh, okay. Yeah, yerba mate. Si. It is yerba mate. Right here. Yep. I was roommates with an Argentine for about 3 months, and he got me started on it. This is CBC con hierbas serranas. Never tried. I know it's used in parts of Brazil, but I don't think it's as common there as it is in Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. I have the scheduler controlling all the action sequences. Drive to Argentina. Nice, nice. I have some friends down in Argentina. They sent me some alfajores. It's like a dry little cookie, but it's filled with uh, it's filled with dulce de leche. It goes really good with mate, but right now I'm on a diet, so no dulce de leche for me. So I'm chewing gum. Always makes me sad. Argentina, I hear they have good pasta and good beef. They love to barbecue. Okay, so I'm having a problem with this segment and this piece. I can't just add an action sequence and control it myself. In fact, action sequence now knows about what schedule it's assigned to. Chai tea for me all the way, huh? Dr. Gambit. I don't know, I started this stuff when I was yerba mate when I was maybe what 20, 21. Never tried chai tea. The jobs in the car plate being modern, not go there by car. We still car authorization needed. The jobs. Yep. Yeah, I always a lot of programmers are fueled by coffee. I actually had a friend early in my career. He was trying to quit coffee, so he had caffeine gum, caffeine pills, caffeine soap, caffeine shampoo. I'm not sure that was any better for him than the than the than the coffee, but yeah, I don't even like the smell of coffee. And maybe that's from when I worked in a grocery store briefly. It seemed like every day people were just spilling the coffee beans all over. So I always had to clean it up when I was young. Well, Dr. Gambit, welcome to the chat. Arabic coffee, nice though. Yeah, could be, I guess. I don't know. I figure whatever we're doing is probably better than drinking that soda stuff. What's up? Well, we are building a game with no game engine. Let's see. You can see on the console output the entire list of all my dependencies that I'm built on right there. I'm keeping it as simple and small as I can, not adding any abstractions until I have to, just so there's nothing here that I don't need. I'm trying to keep it minimal. Deliberately scoped this project to be pretty small and simple. It's a simple game. It's already playably functional. So we're kind of at the stage of making it prettier, making it less programmer arty. Then we're going to take, once this gets all done and released, then we'll take the tools that we've already built and use that to jumpstart the second project where we'll build more things on top, more complicated and involved things. Maybe we'll get rid of GL math. Maybe we can get rid of free type. I would like to, but you know, font rendering is tricky, so that's definitely not on this project scope. What are you doing here, Dr. Gambit? Also, if you want to give me a follow, that definitely helps me on the path to affiliate. And I have a Discord channel if you want to get notifications when I start streaming. I've been very consistent for a week and a couple of days. Today was a late start. Oh, how one builds a game from scratch without an engine. That is a large topic. Let's go back to the dependencies. The short answer is piece by piece. I started off with glfw to get the window initialized. Once the window's initialized, you create an OpenGL context. I'm keeping it simple with version 3.30, which means any modern GPU should be able to run it, and even quite old GPUs should be able to run it. Once you have OpenGL, you just start drawing things to the screen. You make your event loop. So let's see here. We can talk about each of the pieces if you're more interested. Oh, you're not a programmer. Okay. Yeah, so game engines are complex suites of existing code and tools and ways of thinking about the world. So like Unity has a way of thinking about the world, and you can build your game in it, and it's very nice that they already have physics and they already do sound and they already have all the window management. but you have to think about the world in the Unity way. And I think there's a lot of bloat and unnecessary things in a lot of game engines. So if you want to build a simple game, all the stuff that you don't need is also still packaged in there. So I'm trying to just build this up piece by piece, a little bit at a time. Here's some graphics. Just a week or two, I didn't even have sound. Now I have some sounds. There's still a bug with that, but that's fine. Up until this week, I didn't have. Is that true? I think I made my first animation framework and had it working on Friday. So, yeah, right now we're at crappy programmer art. Most things aren't animated. Some things have sounds. And yeah, long list of to-dos. So I keep everything tracked here in my journal. You can see my list of things to work on is not short. But that's kind of where we're at. Well, legal aspects of the project, like if you're using Unity, you pay them if you make above a certain amount, similar with Unreal. If I make it all myself, 100% of the profits are mine. Now, with a game like this, I don't anticipate a lot of profits to be per se, but they'll be mine. Will the project be able to run with Vulkan as well? No, I'm not doing Vulkan at this stage. This is a 2D game. I'm sticking with OpenGL for now. My second game, so again, springboarding the second game off of this one will get other things more involved, but I don't want to redo the renderer in the second game. Maybe by the third game, I'll be looking for more power and to do fancier things, but the first two games are going to be pretty simple, just to partially as a learning, partially as a scope controlled, don't burn out early kind of thing. Like if you look at Amazon Game Studio, what was their problem? Their problem was they were trying to build the great World of Warcraft killer without having made a game before. And they hired a bunch of devs, and artists and content creators and all of this stuff, designers and whole teams. But they hadn't congealed into a team yet, right? So you put all these random people into a room, say, build the next World of Warcraft killer, and it was just too big, too much scope. And they hadn't gelled into a team yet. So whenever you start something new, I say start with a small project, make it work, get it done, push something over the finish line. And that's what this one is. Even though there's no team about it, it's a similar principle. Don't overwhelm yourself early. Like if you look back at, speaking of World of Warcraft, if you look back at the early Blizzard games, they were fairly simple and small in scope. That only grew bigger as time went on until it was largely run by non-gamers. So that kind of ruined the Blizzard world. But interesting trajectory they had. I'm going to stare at my code while I think about what to do with respect to. Okay, first of all, scheduler. This thing isn't used by anyone, I don't think. So if I comment this out, nobody will know the difference. Oh no, somebody does use it. Oh. Oh dear. Okay, so we transfer ownership at this point. The scheduler is the owner of the subsequence. Okay. Good to know. So I do have to have this defined, and in that one use case, ownership is clear. Conceptualize, pre-plan for, adapt, then compartmentalize it. Basically, blueprint for pre-production. You know, I love a huge ambitious project. I have whole text documents full of project ideas. You know, and maybe half of them are any good, but I'm trying to start small and keep it controlled. Yep, I don't want to overwhelm myself early. So I think I can get this game done in, I don't know, 3 or 6 months. And I'm notoriously bad at estimating projects, which is true of every software developer ever. So maybe it's 6 months, a year, but kick it out to Steam and then start the next project right away. But anybody can do something for 6 months or a year without burning out. And as I go, I'll get better and better. I'm already a decent programmer. I wouldn't say I'm great, but I've been doing it for a long time. So here's a question. Do I need to add to action sequence ownership flag? Just a moment.
Daddy, can you open this?
Oop. Hold on, son. No, I think we're leaving the Gatorades for later, okay? Twitch-related advice. Sure, I take all advice. I'm pretty new at it. I don't think of myself as a streamer or content creator yet. I just think of myself as a programmer. Thanks. So here's an option. Owned by scheduler. How does that make me feel? Kind of don't like it. Hmm. Every action sequence has a scheduler. Okay, can we do this then? M underscore scheduler not equal to. If we have a scheduler, we are owned. You're telling me about how you have a Discord, you have a consistent stream schedule, you strike as a person who would like to have better quality in streams. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do a crappy job, but at the same time, I don't want to sacrifice too many hours of my day into content creation versus just doing the programming, which is kind of the main goal. So, what help do you have for me? Anything that makes my quality better but doesn't cost me too many hours of a day? Let me help you. Yep. You know Lua. It's been a long time. I played with it a little bit, but mostly stick with Python. I mean, ultimately, my real goal here is that some multimillionaire is like, oh, that's a cool project, and just gives me enough money to live on for a year. But that's not how it works. I don't think most of the time. Lua, yeah, it's a high-level language similar to Python in some ways that you can embed within your C++ environment. So it means that your artists don't have to learn Python, or your level designers. They might not be programmers per se, but Lua is a little bit simpler to learn than C++ or C. So you embed a scripting language which lets them define, events and behaviors within your levels without having to learn the C++. Parts of your game engine are exposed to that Lua interface. Lua is supposed to be a lighter weight alternative to Python. Python has some performance issues. Lua is supposed to be a little faster. First, add more tags, variety game devs, or other things that pique your interest. Okay. Add links of your portfolio to GitHub. Yep. Should play some music and have fun. Okay. First, add more tags. That is probably a good idea. I should do that. Certain other things that pique your interest. Yep. Add links to your portfolio or GitHub. Yes. So my branding is almost done. My Discord and Twitch will be linked there. And I will be adding links to YouTube and Rumble where I upload each stream. Add a bio. Yeah. Play some music. You know what? I've already been copyright claimed on YouTube during a time when I didn't have my mic turned on. So, play some music. Yeah. I know there are free playlists out there. Maybe I'll play with that sometime. Ginger daddy, huh? I think it's my lighting. I'm not ginger, but gingers don't have souls. I had a bio. Do I not have a bio up? Let me look. Yeah, there's not much there. Okay. No. It's a joke. I don't know if that carries over in Brazil very well. You won't be copyright struck on Twitch. The only thing that will happen is that Twitch will just mute certain portions of the recorded VOD. Yeah, but the other problem is if I upload everything to YouTube or Rumble, then that opens those videos. So like Twitch will only save the videos for 30 days. So if I upload it to YouTube and to Rumble, that's then copyright strikeable. But I know there are free playlists all over the place, so maybe I should dig one up. Okay, well, let me write some notes. That's good feedback. Good feedback. Also, I'll be honest, I don't really watch Twitch, so I don't know what's the Twitch meta. More tags. Yes, more tags. Bio. These are simple things. You're right. My branding is coming. Social links. Those are sort of coming. I want the branding stuff. And by branding, I mean I got a logo and a banner, and that's it. So that should be okay. Music. I will look into music. There's like a whole YouTube channel full of uncopyrighted, or not free, like synthwave. That usually goes pretty well, right? Have fun. I do have fun. Maybe I'm weird, but sitting down working through these programming problems, that's my jam. That's what's fun. I imagine other people who are more artistic get the same thrill when they make a cool splash art or cover art piece as I get when I craft a compiler with no dependencies at all from scratch. But Okay. All right, I'll take those for a test drive. Twitch meta is superficial and dumb. Yeah. Well, luckily, I'm a programmer, so not much personality to worry about. Be relaxed. So where are you from, Dr. Gambit? What part of the world? I've got a Brazilian in the chat right now. Yesterday I had an Australian. That was interesting. Had an Indian a few days ago. Definitely not in the time zone where he should have been awake. Saudi Arabia. Okay. Holy smokes. I'm in Saudi Arabia. 2 a.m.? What are you doing here? I know. I only ever have one or two chatters at a time, but all over the place. For Saudi Arabia. Just woke up. Okay. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Am I going down a road I'm going to regret? That's my question. Sometimes I start going down a thing and I realize halfway through that that was a terrible decision and maybe there's a better way to do it. But we're going to start with this. Scheduler, CPP. My main concern is here if a sequence is owned by the scheduler, then we can delete it. Otherwise, we don't delete it because we might get it back later. So that's one option. And the two main ways we add an action sequence is here, where we pass a non-null scheduler, and in action sequence, new subsequence, there we go, where we also pass the scheduler. So these are all owned by the scheduler. That's fine. So that now has two branches here. I got free time and I'm bored, so I hop on random low viewer streams and help them out with their streams. Oh, you used to be an editor, huh? Cool. Why not? Sorry, why not what? I've been bouncing back and forth a little bit. Sequence needs 3 actions. Was experience on it. Oh, why not help people out? No, yeah, absolutely. I appreciate your help and your feedback. So what do you do, Dr. Gambit? What's your day job when it's not 2 a.m. in the morning? Oh, nuclear engineer at Black Mesa. Cool. Well, my dad used to write simulation software for nuclear reactors, and my brother works uh, in on nuclear submarines as an inspector. What? No, you're joking. Oh, well, I haven't played Half-Life 1. But no, I'll have to look it up. Drop animation, raise animation. Separation, make it a quarter second. Quarter second. Dot set. Play animation. 0 is underscore banner. Drop animation. About to study computer science. I did that myself for 4 years. I don't know what the program is like these days, or where where your back in, back out, I think. Where I wasn't that impressed with the program. The half the professors there hadn't written software in 20 years or more, weren't very good, didn't know the material very well. I think I've learned a lot more since. Mixed tech knowledge with creative arts. There you go. Yep, game dev is good. Composing, filmmaking, animation. Okay, yeah. Um, awesome. I'm my creativity runs into the engineering, computer science side of things, I'm afraid. So what I'm hoping is I can eventually build up a team where I can be like, hey, artist, go make things look nice. Point 5 seconds. As you can see from my own game, art is not my strong suit. Although I also haven't really put any time into it. What director are we in? Oh, I guess I need to clean. Oh, well. I embedded all my binary data. Mentor me so I can be the next ultimate software engineer. Work for me for free. Well, I'm already working for me for free. Somewhere we got to start making some money, though. for mentorship. I do not mind answering questions or helping anybody understand the concept. I think yesterday I spent a few minutes explaining pointers to somebody. It's a win-win. Yeah. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing wrong. Come on. Okay. I have to tell it no. There is no thing. Equivalent of a squire. I think you start at page, my friend. I read Men of Iron by Howard Pyle. I know how this works. Although, I mean, to be fair, I honestly think that no, I think a apprentice journeyman master model might be more efficient for programming than all the degrees. Just because so many professors don't really know what large scale real projects look like. All right, you don't have to be a page. Back in the days, they would skip you over page if you started off late enough. So if you're old enough, maybe we'll start with square. Best viewers somewhere. I've got the best viewers right here. My Brazilian and my Saudi Arabian. It's much more practical. Yep. Okay. So that compiled, and those animations aren't going to do anything yet. But it does compile and run. And it's going to crash probably because I didn't do a clean when I changed the memory footprint of my class, and GCC sucks. I got my no. This is not my first bot. I think I got another one. Oh, maybe not a bot yesterday, but yeah. Well, it's a good thing we have context. Yeah, don't clip that. So how are things over in Saudi Arabia right now? Getting pretty warm, or are you cooling off? My Australian buddy was getting cold yesterday. Here it's getting into the hot part of summer. Yeah, so computer science, a lot of what they teach in the university is here's a problem, here's how you solve it. Here's a problem, here's how you solve it. So you memorize a bunch of known solutions, if you will. And they don't really teach you how to think or how to like scope a project or how to document it really. Like they kind of okay, yeah. Oh, I guess it is 2 a.m. there. But that's so much different than sitting down and saying we need to build an entire application. Who do we need to talk to? How do we negotiate with them? How do we run the business? How do we, keep track of our deliverables? You just can't get the scope and scale that you need in a university setting. Every class is one semester, which means you're limited in the size of the program you can write because everybody has more classes than just the one, which means that the programs can't ever be big and the deliverables can't be very big. But like, I mean, it's like an electrician, right? You can memorize all this stuff in a class in a little while, but until you've worked with an electrician and know how to, source your parts and how to, run the business, it's kind of useless knowledge memorizing just the standards. More 3 classes per semester now. When I was taking classes, I was taking between 16 and 18 credit hours per semester. And I made sure I always had 3 hard courses, either 1 math and 2 comp sci, or 2 math and 1 comp sci. And I took every project-based comp sci class I could. I did not want the frou-frou UML diagram engineering classes, right? Those were dumb. So I took compilers, I took graphics, I took every project-based class I could. AI, I took AI. At the time, it was a lot different than it is now. But I really think that programming should probably be more of a disdain for mathematics. Ooh, better be careful. I mean, like there's a lot of good uses for mathematics. What I do hate is how it's taught. Let me look up a paper. Is this the one? This looks right. Here you go. Educational reading for today. Did that link work? Dang it. Paste it, and that link does not work. Okay, so that link did not come through correctly. Wonder why. Because of that parentheses, huh? Anyway, if you copy and paste that link instead of just clicking it, because apparently there's markup or something, that is a paper about how we're educating people about math wrong. And in fact, I think it also applies to programming and a lot of technical subjects. It's a good read. I really like it. So there you go. Little light educational stuff in the morning while you're waking up. Okay, so here's a fun story for you. Are you ready? Gauss, one of the greatest mathematicians of all time, contributed so much. His favorite subject was linear algebra, and he made huge strides in that. But he said that he loved linear algebra precisely because it had no practical application. And now linear algebra is like a minimum requirement for anything graphics, rendering, physics related. Like he was playing, but because of his playing, something useful came out of it, even though he didn't know it was going to be useful later. And that's what we try to do. We try to play, try to do fun things. Set range. This says animate from what to what, and how do we apply that value? Have to find the x. Yes, yes, very funny. Very funny. I think of math problems more as like mini puzzles to solve the bigger puzzles. So when I write code, like that's the big puzzle. But then I keep running into places where I have to solve some math equations, and that's like a mini puzzle. It's a game. It's shuffling things around until they fit. You're a comedian. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna mark this to come back. Do I call it banner? Elsewhere? I do not. What do I call it? Message. Message rectangle? No, not that one. Message rectangle is here, and the message text has that same message. So think we'll steal it from here. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, like the Watchmen. Exactly. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, let me know. I'll try to be a conversationalist or answer questions. Sometimes I get distracted, so. And we want to come from the height of the rectangle above. Okay. And then application of that is double X, Y. I need to capture the this method. I'm going to take underscore message text dot set or move to XY. And underscore move to XY. Boom. So that is this animation. So what it's going to do is it's going to move from a place above where the screen starts. So 0 is the top of the screen in my world, not in OpenGL's world. And I'm going to move the box up the amount of its height. So the box will be 1 pixel off screen. And then we're going to go down to whatever place we'd already assigned to that box somewhere else. We've already figured out where to lay it out. We're going to move it back to that position. Using the backend easing method. So it should overshoot. Oh, wait, is that right? Let me look. Oh, we can fix that later. Then we're going to wait for some amount of time. Then we'll raise it up. We'll do a little pop and then raise. So that needs to be the, this is the drop animation. The raise animation is going to be very similar, except it'll be backwards. So instead of going, we're going to go from r dot y to minus r dot h in a quarter of a second. And this is the sequence. Okay. Right. I've been drinking a lot of water today, so it's almost time for a restroom break. I'll be back shortly. Yes, never came back, huh? I'm back. I'm back. I would never leave you hanging. Okay, so we have everything we need. I think. In here. Game context. What's it called? Do things. Use animations right there. So right now we have a feature to turn off animations if we want to, or turn them on. So for like speedrunners or when I'm game testing, sometimes the animations are messed up and I just want to test something else. I'll turn off the animations and test. Duration minus 0.5. Since we're already using up quarter of a second here and a quarter of a second there, which means we have to. Oh no. Assert the duration is less than 0 or I think equal to 0, whatever, less than 0 or duration greater than 0.5. It doesn't matter right now, but it might later. See, my problem is if the animation's already running and then they hit another key, that would cause another banner to drop. I'll have to think about this for a minute. You know what? Let's not worry about that for now. If duration is greater than 0, do this. Otherwise, set pass not an option. It's not. Okay, well, it will be. All right, animation sequence, action sequence, that's what I meant. Set pass int index. Set play sound. We're going to assert our index is in the right area and grab the action. Action. Immediate frame, wait, do until. Huh, I don't have the option. Pass. Yep, we can do that. Then we just set the type. Which is pass. Do I want to clean up other things like update and is complete? Do I want to clear on start and on end? We don't have to for now. No, we don't have to set these. We don't have to clear anything. Pass does nothing. And the action sequence update. Here. Start or update. Action update. If it's pass, it does literally nothing. So I don't have to update those pointers at all. We're good. We just set it to pass and done. Right. Compile. Yeah, we probably clean here. Action sequence, sure, we'll save it. I don't remember what we changed, but we'll save it. All right, hopefully we get this wrapped up pretty quickly. At least the initial pass. The main issue I'm expecting is trying to show the same banner over the top of the old banner. Oh my gosh. Should have come back to that line. Oops. Almost. Message rectangle 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Oh no. What have I done? Oh, pointer to pointer. Of course. Okay, primary expression for double. Um, aha. Probably the same problem. add the commas in the right places, it makes more sense. Hey, Knock, how's it going? Welcome back. Huh. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I can do this. Show message. Okay, so I have this banner sequence, and I should be able to say m_scheduler add sequence, the address of m_banner sequence, and go. We'll see what that does. So far, so good. Short stream today, got a late start, but you know, we'll get as far as we can before about 5 o'clock. Got a meeting to go to at 6 or so, and then D&D group meets, well, later and goes pretty late, so. But then we'll have D&D stories for tomorrow if you care about that sort of thing. Well, it popped down, popped back up. Not great. I could swear those had easing curves in those animations. We can slow the function down a bit just so we can see better. I could swear that's a back in, back out, unless problem is it's doing the backing off screen because I have these backwards. Oh, nice. All right, so the question is, which edition, if you play D&D, I started in 4E. I had a coworker come up to me one day and he said, I don't think we're nerdy enough. So we bought the books and started in 4th edition. But the group I have now plays 5th edition. Okay. Hey. Oh, and then it just pops away. Because the time's changed. Okay. Now we change those back to quarter second. And then the times will match. What about you, Dr. Gambit? Are you a D&D guy? Only 5e started late, yep. Oh, after the recent license BS. Yep, heard of Dungeon World. Haven't played it. My group's probably not going to change, but I ran a game of Fiasco for them. They thought that was pretty fun. Boop. Okay. Let me get some actual program, non-programmer level art in here. That looks pretty good. I like that. So here's the problem. Here's what I'm trying to fight against. Actually, that's not doing too bad. Oh. Okay, so let's run another test. Raised rhino stump. Crowd lines match. So I've got 8 guesses left. We can even mark things up just for fun. But this practically solves itself as far as the first three letters go. BD, logs, jacks. Nope. Nope. I know it's B or Y, but we're still going to guess waxed, even though it doesn't add any information, because I'm trying to fill up here. Black. So B is in, Y is out. I now know most of the letters. 1, 1, 1. Interesting. So maybe vols. So V is in, no Q, no Z. Wait a second. What happened to those? Anyways, we want to fail. And it crashes because of that. See? I knew that would happen. If there was already a message down that had no duration, and then we set, or that has the duration, and then we immediately set no duration, that was going to break it. So exactly what I thought was going to happen. Perfect. Yeah, 5e. I'm not that. 5e has some nice features. Where 4e was strong, 5e is weak. Where 5e is weak, or 5e is strong, 4e was weak. Dungeon World, yeah. So I have this idea for a tabletop card game, a tabletop skirmish game, and a tabletop RPG. That the RPG game would be in the same setting as the skirmish game, but it would be very, very crunchy. I only know the combat systems, but for those who love min-maxing, okay. So, how do I address this? Okay, so this may be okay. Who calls show message? At 0, okay. 2200002222. Okay, so it can be less than or equal to 0. We'll try that. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I think. You know, yeah, simplified combat. Some people like that. Let's see here. Hold on, let me grab a phone call. Well, shoot, I was hoping that was my car getting fixed, but didn't get picked up. Oh, never mind. It did get picked up by my daughter. Just a second. Okay. Fan of RPGs, Fire Emblem, Front Mission. Yeah. So I guess my problem is that so many RPGs nowadays, because of D&D and frankly World of Warcraft, have a very levels, classes, landline. Yes, yes, this is a wireless phone. So one of them is the master phone, which is one in my office, and then there are satellite phones in a couple of places around the house. I am old school. I have no smartphone, no cell phone. Reminds you of home. Okay. I think I've just got too old to fiddle with all that new technology. I always tell my kids when I grow up I want to become a crusty, grumpy old man. So far it's working out pretty good for me. Ooh, interesting. Oops. Laced rhino, stump, proud lines match. We have all the letters, so it doesn't matter. Wax, logs, jacks, inked, human opals. And we want to make sure that we get the word wrong for testing purposes. Let's just call it under. And if I type R and then submit, you know, that actually worked without any problem. I'm shocked. I thought for sure that would blow up. I mean, take the win, right? Take the win. Well, it's not the headache. And basically, I weighed the conveniences, the pros and the cons, right? It's convenient. A lot of things are simpler. But honestly, I lived so much of my life without one that those conveniences didn't really matter to me. And then the inconveniences of having a smartphone, those became very apparent. So I resisted getting one until I got a job at Amazon. Then I had on-call duties. And if you were going to get paged, you had to have a cell phone. So I got one. And I hated it every second until I figured out how to make the paging system call my home phone number. Then I got rid of the phone. So never went back. And a lot of people are puzzled by that, or say, "I wish I could get rid of mine." It's like, well, you could. It's not impossible. Oh, the other thing I want to test real quick. We're going to settings. We're going to turn the animations off. We're just going to make sure that that animation does not. So the animation's gone here, and that animation goes away. Yep. Okay, so animation on off works perfectly. Therefore, add everything we did. Oh, we should change the journal. Update our journal log. What did we do? We animated the banner, enter and leave. I've still got 10 minutes. That's not really much time. Should we wrap it up? Yeah, we probably should wrap it up. Do these tomorrow. Okay. So we fixed guess submission animation to not block user input. Can enter new words while the old words are still falling. That actually looks pretty cool, except for the fact that the animation itself looks like crap. Still falling. Disabled Yes, submission. Words. Falling animation now. Want to keep the first segment. Make the falling better. And then we animate banner fall rise. Do this. Also added action sequence ownership flag. For the scheduler. Know if it can delete the sequence at the end. Okay. There we go. Yeah, we'll address these other bugs some other time. I thought I'd have a little bit more time, but got chatting. That's the way it works. Got 5 more minutes. What can I do in 5 minutes? You know what? Maybe we tackle the pie. Well, we can do pie. That's not a bad one. Let's commit what we've got. Animation is up and running. Now, dash R exclude there's dependencies. Oh, okay. That is more. Oh, the binary files. Okay, uniform RNG defines it. I'm defining it in game scene. I'm defining it in ease. And for some reason in about scene. That's odd. Why am I using it here? Oh, probably because of the animation tests. Okay. So we're using it in 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and none of that makes sense. A couple places we can do this, but we're probably going to do the fastest, easiest, simplest thing. We're going to make a new file called constants.hpp. Double pi static const double pi. There we go. Constant stuff. CPP. And then we just do what we said. Steal our value. Put it in there. Now, about.scene doesn't need this. It just needs constants. And game scene doesn't need this. It just needs constants. Where else was it? Ease and uniform RNG. And what's the other one? I had this. Oh, uniform. Okay, no. From RG, we look for m underscore pi. We're gonna replace that with. Oh, you know what we can do? We can be smart about this. Pi with constants pi. Now, when we go to ease CPP, we can run that again, all the way to the other file, and then with about scene, all the way to the other file, and then game scene, same thing, all the way to the other file. Oh, and then we have to add that to the make file. Make file source. Okay, constants dot o. That should do it. Simple fix in the last 10 minutes. Hopefully, it just works. So far. Full compile, very nice. Run it. Oh, not that one. Yeah, so it no longer exists. That's a little bit odd, but whatever. Here we go. That's a circular motion. That means that pi is defined somewhere. That feels a little slow and it's not doing the pop back. What happened to my animation there? Swap deduce letter animation. Quad in out. It's for the color. Quad in. Oh, I thought I had this as back in out. Did I not? I might have changed the wrong animation at some point during testing in the last 2 days. I kind of liked that bounciness. So if we get 5 letters up. Oh, that's better. That's more like what I thought. Bonk. Nice. Okay, animation's working, pie is redefined. All is well with the world. Wrapping it up. About ease game scene uniform. Yep. Move to all. Pound define and pie. Just look for pie in constants. Oh, journal. Didn't update the journal. I now define in constants instead of each CPP file with pound define. Now the nice thing is git lets me do the following: git add everything, git commit dash dash amend dash dash no edit. It's as though I made that journal entry change before I committed. Everything should be clean and ready to go. Awesome. Okay, I have. Oh, I am ready for your random and funny question. Nathan, welcome to the chat. I warn you though, if it's to ask me if I'm looking for the best viewers, or what was it? There's a bot up above. Let's see here. The best viewers, yeah. I won't be amused. All right, shoot. You could choose anyone to see get tickled as a prank. Who would it be? I do not know. Let me think. Who would I see get tickled? Oh, okay. What about Alan Rickman? He's got such a great deadpan voice. Okay, let's see your choices. Fair, fair. Justin Bieber would be a good choice. What are your other options? Yeah, basically anybody that takes themselves too seriously is a good choice. Yep, yep. I mean, most actors, most politicians, most of them would be pretty good choices. Okay, flipping it around though, I mean, you could pick like Fyodor Emelianenko, right? Or yeah, that would be a bad one to tickle. I'd be laughing just because the person doing the tickling would get the ever living crap beat out of him. Yeah, I'm not sure Fyodor Emelianenko would be quite as ticklish as Justin Bieber. Yeah. So Nathan, what are you doing in the chat here? You a programmer, game developer, or just hanging out? The Rock. See, I think The Rock could play, could laugh and giggle along with it. I don't think he takes himself quite that seriously. He could smile and get away with it. Okay. Well, this is a game programming. Yeah, of the Hollywood bunch, he's not that bad. Well, your timing is impeccable. I was just wrapping up the stream here. Jake Paul. Yeah, no, he would be a great one. He would feel like he has to defend his honor or something. He'd be a good one to get punched. Yeah, this is a game development programming stream for now. We might try some other things in the future. I think maybe on Saturdays I'll do off programming or off project streams. But yeah, good old Jake. Yeah, he wouldn't take it well. All right, I've got a meeting at 6. I've got to get these streams starting to upload to YouTube and Rumble. So if you want, here is my Discord. Here's my Discord. If you ever want to know when I'm streaming again, I usually announce it. Otherwise, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for the laughs. Always good. And yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. So catch you later.